Hi, welcome back. Alright, in this series, Conquer Biology, where I'm going to give you comprehensive SPM questions answering technique. Remember, my techniques are on spot and sure to help you. Okay, without wasting time, let's go. Okay, in Conquer Biology series this time, I'm going to discuss questions that involve technique which needs a structure and function. Okay, you might be thinking, what do I mean by that? But don't worry, we will discuss using a question so that you get a better understanding of what I'm trying to tell you. Alright, this is the example of questions. Alright, please look at the diagram. So the diagram shows a picture of an alveolus, alright, and blood capillaries. Alright, okay, so the question sounds like this. State one characteristic of alveolus to enable the process of gaseous exchange take place efficiently. So the mark awarded for this question is 2 marks. Okay, let's see how to tackle this question. Alright, in this slide, actually I did not give you the answer yet. Okay, so I have shown you some example of very common answers from the student. Alright, okay, for this question, look at how they answer. Alveolus is one cell thick and alveolus is surrounded by 2 capillaries and expecting 2 marks for this. Okay, let me tell you, for this type of answer, even though you've given me 2 points, but I cannot give you 2 marks. Okay, so the answer for this answer, all I can give you is 0. Alright, so sorry. As in all my previous series, I will always give mantras to emphasize the technique that I'm trying to teach you here, right? Okay, so the mantra this time is all structural features must be supported by functional features. This is how you're going to obtain full mark. Okay, so they don't go without one another. Structural feature must be supported by functional feature. All right, so let's look at the answers and emphasize. Let me emphasize this. Okay, moving on. Okay, the first thing first, you need to identify in the question itself which part is the structural feature and which part is the functional feature. So in the question itself, it gives you a rough idea what exactly they're expecting from you. Alright, so I've done a slight modification in the question just to emphasize my point here. Okay, look at the question now in a different point of view. Okay, state one characteristic of the alveolus. So I have put in the bracket structural feature. So that means they're asking you what is the adaptation that is undergone by cells which forms the alveolus in it for them to perform their function, which is to enable the process of gaseous exchange to occur. Alright, so when you analyze the question, you will get an idea what exactly they're expecting from the question. So don't look at a question in a very rough manner. Alright, so you have to go deep into it, and in the question itself, you'll get the direction of what exactly they're expecting from you. Alright, so this is what they're exactly expecting from you. Alright, so in this slide, I've given you the answers. Alright, so please note my answers, and each and every of my answers that I've given you, I have structural feature followed by the functional feature. So that is what gives you the full marks. Alright, okay. So look at the first one. Alveolus is one cell thick. So there is the structural feature followed by for easy diffusion of gases, functional feature. Alveolus is surrounded by blood capillaries. That is the structural feature. That means what are the adaptation, which is a special thing in that cell. So what is it for? Why do they undergo all this trouble? For rapid transportation of the gases. Okay, alveolus is numerous in numbers. Alright. Okay, why? To increase the total surface area for diffusion. And alveolus has moist surface for the gas to dissolve and diffuse. So if you can see here, not only the question and all my answers also has structural feature followed by functional feature. I tell you what guys, in this question, you may get either 2, the full mark, or 0 completely. Alright? Okay, so this is what you need to do when you're answering this type of question. Structural feature strictly must be followed by functional feature. Okay, in this technique, I think it's very, very important for me to give this a very gentle reminder. And the gentle reminder is never ever repeat any wordings or any words or the description from the question as your answer. Alright, sometimes some students have this very bad habit of repeating the sentence from the question, the description from the question, and expecting marks from it. Alright, the thing is, you may use those words or description just to complete your answers, but then do not expect any marks for that, because that is not from you, that is actually from the question itself. Alright, so this is actually applicable to any type of questions. Whenever you repeat any part of the question as your answer, you are not entitled for marks. Alright, so keep this in mind. Alright, there you are. This is what I mean. Alright, so look at it. It is one cell thick for gaseous exchange to take place efficiently. It is surrounded by blood capillaries for gaseous exchange to take efficiently. Can you see they have repeated the same description from the question? So you cannot get marks for this. Alright, so that means you only have satisfied the structural feature, but you don't have functional feature here. Alright, so this is what I was trying to emphasize. Alright, okay guys, one thing that you have to remember, each and every cells or every cells, differentiated cells, they undergo this tedious differentiation or specialization process in order for them to carry out a special function. Alright, not all functions are the same, no. So that is why it is important for you to emphasize what is the function that they are performing and why did they undergo this tedious process in order to what type of function they are trying to carry out. Alright, so please don't treat every structural feature for the same function. Alright, I hope this it helps. Alright, for better understanding, I have given you another example of question which needs this technique. Alright, okay, so this is a picture of a villus. Alright, okay, so which has undergone a tedious specialization and differentiation processes. Okay, so look at the question. So this is another different type of question which also needs structural feature and functional feature. Remember, the questions might not be worded the same all the time. Alright, so you must be able to identify which question is the one that is which is structural feature and functional feature. Alright, okay, so look at the question. State the adaptation, which is a structural feature, of villus for efficient absorption of digested nutrient. Alright, so this is the question. Okay, let's look at what are the answers. Okay, there you are. Look at that answer, spot on. How the examiner not to give you marks. Look at that, simple and nice. You see, as an examiner, it's very easy for us to give marks when you follow the technique. Alright, and when you follow the technique, it also avoids you from writing all nonsense and yeah. So look at this answer. Venus has one cell thick epithelium. Structural feature. What is it for? Easiest diffusion of digested nutrient. Has a lot of capillaries. Structural feature. Followed by rapid absorption and transportation of water-soluble molecules. So, Venus has a lacteal for absorption and transportation of lipid-soluble nutrients. Venus is finger-like projection to increase the total surface area for absorption of digested nutrients. Venus has a microvilli. Microvilli is smaller projection. Okay, to increase the total surface area for absorption of digested nutrient. Can you see, for each and every structure, the function is different. So that is why it's very unfair for you to treat all the structural feature for the same function, isn't it? So they didn't undergo all this tedious process just to be, they want to be unique, isn't it? So you have to give them that respect, So each and every structural feature must be followed by unique functional feature. Alright. Okay, so we are at the end of our lesson today. Alright, so remember the mantra for today's lesson is every structural feature must be followed by functional feature. If you apply this technique in every question, which is similar question that you come across, all right, sure, you are guaranteed to get marks, full marks, right? Okay, so yeah, that's it. So you have to remember, in bio it's not only about sitting down and memorizing. No, it doesn't work that way anymore. Technique is another very important element that you need to tackle in order for you to get marks. You see, it is sometimes no point you having everything in your brain, but if you do not know how to present it properly, then sure, your knowledge does not get across to the examiner. All right, I hope I have made my point here. All right, so see you in a next series of Conquer Biology. So till then, don't forget to subscribe and like. All right, okay, I see you again in next lesson. Bye.